What's up, guys? My name is Malcolm Tibbs. I spent 25 years getting inconsistent results in my love life, and now not only do I have a fulfilling relationship, I also have the ability to snap my fingers and have half a dozen dates lined up within a week. Now, the biggest thing that was holding me back from developing the skill of dating, really it was two things, right? One is a fear of rejection, all right? And I have a ton of videos on this channel talking about that. The second thing is going to be a lack of motivation. All right. And very quickly, before we get into the one thing that's holding you back, let's define what motivation is. And let's do so in a way that we can just see it with our eyes operationally. All right. So if we were observing another human and we can see that they are motivated, the core trait that they are going to have inside their environment is a sense of deprivation of whatever thing it is that they're motivated to go get. All right. So a really good analogy, it's going to click for a lot of people. If you're in the middle of a desert, you haven't had a drink of water in 2 days, you're going to be motivated to do whatever it takes to get a sip of water. All right. If you haven't had anything to eat for an entire week, right, you're going to be at the point where you're ready to dig through garbage to find anything that you can snack on, right? You're going to be very motivated to find some food. Now, if you're not motivated to go talk to women and develop these intimate relationships, and you're not motivated to have sex, well, what you're going to find is, unless this is like a hormonal thing, right? And we're going to assume that it's not. We're going to assume that you are a healthy male who is filled with testosterone. You have a dick and balls and they work properly. The only thing that is going on is that you are supplementing this libido, this sex drive that you have with porn. Okay? And porn is very, very bad when it comes to developing the skill of dating. Porn in and of itself is not a bad thing. I don't want to make that claim. But when it comes to just making this tiny behavioral change, the one where you get outside the house or you set up the dating profile and you start sending those risky texts or asking women for their phone numbers, if you want to change your behavior to gear yourself towards doing those things, porn is not going to help you, okay? It's going to slow you down because one, not only does it destroy your desire to interact with women in any kind of sexual way, two, it's going to be training you to experience sex and to get used to intimacy as a viewer, okay? It's training you to be a cuck, all right? A cuck is a man who lets another man fuck his wife while he watches. He gets off on watching his wife get pleasured by another man. And that's exactly what porn is doing to you, okay? And you don't need to get all afraid or, get like, like scared that something's wrong with you, okay? I know that was like when I was younger, that was the conclusion I came to, like, oh my gosh, porn has destroyed me and I'm never going to recover. No, you have a habit that can be broken and you can replace it with a different habit. All right. If you are at the point where you're watching other people have sex, you probably have a pretty high sex drive and that's working to your advantage. Okay. Now what you need to do is just restrict yourself from watching porn and then make it like a rule that you are only allowed to come either in a woman or on a woman. All right. You make that the rule. You're going to find that within like 7 days, maybe probably less, you are going to be extremely motivated to go do the little behavioral tweaks, whatever it may take. You're going to be feeling more bold, more ambitious when it comes to talking to women, seducing them, having sex with them, starting relationships, turning those relationships into families, all of those things, right? You need to understand that you are a man, and that is the only requirement that is necessary. And nowadays, that's not even required to get a girl interested in you and even attracted in you. All right. Before you are a man, you are a human. All right. You meet the criteria. Okay. So you don't need to feel discouraged, or you don't need to like almost adopt this negative self-image of yourself in which you're lesser than because you've, unbeknownst to you, you've been watching this. You probably started watching it at a young age. You didn't have a lot of guidance. Nobody told you that porn was doing this stuff to you, right? It's not your fault, right? It's not your fault. A lot of young boys, teenagers, they feel the need to look at boobies. They feel the need to type in naked girl on Google search, right? That's just your libido. It's more natural than you think. But it gets to the point where that behavior is no longer serving you when it comes to actually growing into your manhood, right? Becoming the kind of man who can have a family and who can be a good leader in that family, okay? Porn is just, again, it's not bad and it's not good, but for this purpose of developing the skill of dating, porn is not a helpful tool, okay? Very quickly, guys, if you want to land your first date in the next 30 days, click the link in the description below. The link is going to take you to an online community filled with other single men who are focused on improving their dating skills. It's completely free. You can swap notes, get feedback, maybe even find a wingman in your area, okay? Inside, you're going to find a 30-day challenge, and it's going to go over all the little tweaks in your lifestyle and all the little habits you need to build in order to land your first date, all right? Now, getting back to the video, a really good comparison that like helped me like snap out of this habit of watching porn was looking at how a heterosexual man would act, right? A heterosexual man being a man who is attracted to women, who has sex with women, who's interested in talking to them in sexual contexts, all of those things, versus looking at a pornosexual man, okay? This is going to be the kind of man who is more interested in watching porn, right? When he feels the desire to have sex, when he feels, that fire burning inside of him and he wants intimacy, instead of turning to a dating app or instead of going outside the house or even messaging a woman on his roster, right? He feels the need to go watch porn, okay? And adopting this self-image of like, oh no, I think I might be the pornosexual man, right? Again, there's a difference between, I've said this a couple of times on the channel before, there is a difference between accepting something and submitting to it, okay? You can accept that you're flawed. You don't have to submit to your flaws, okay? You can say, God, I think I'm hearing Malcolm talk and I sound more like the pornosexual man, right? You can accept that and you don't have to then start behaving more in line with that new self-image, okay? You should almost accept it and then work as hard as you can to change it, to defy that. It's again, oh no, I have this flaw. I need to get to work fixing it, okay? Watching porn, it makes you feel like a loser, all right? That's like a huge side effect that I've noticed with the men that I've helped. And then looking at how I used to feel, like I used to identify as somebody who didn't have confidence. For whatever reason, I would wake up, brush my teeth, look in the mirror, and I would see somebody who wasn't confident. Like I was making that choice, not of my own free will. I just thought that was who I was. But the reality is there are a certain set of habits which will make you feel that way. Watching porn absolutely is one of them. And again, you may be the kind of person who is like super hypersexual, and watching porn might be a good thing for you, right? It might keep you from getting in trouble in certain parts of the world, Like porn in and of itself is a tool. It's not good or bad per se. But if you want to develop the skill of dating and get over your anxiety of approaching women and talking to them, setting up dates, all of those things, porn isn't going to help you at all. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video right there. My name is Malcolm Tibbs. If you got something good out of this video, like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend. And also check the link in the description below. It's going to give you access to a community filled with other single men who are working on dating. And also there's going to be a challenge in there that's going to help you identify the kind of things that you need to start doing in your life to naturally become the kind of person who can set up dates in no time. That's all that I have for you guys. Peace out.